Welcome back, Libro Maniacs. So, this is my final review for Hotspot. I saw it for a second time tonight, and I really love this film. And it's last night I was my review is a little less. Yeah, I when you see it a second time, frequently my second experience isn't my first experience for a lot of films is sometimes, I don't know why it is. I don't know if I have low expectations and then sometimes they're exceeded. You have high expectations, sometimes they're not. But frequently my first viewings can be markedly different than my second viewings. This one I'd still give it 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I'm going to put it in the top 3 of Blade Runner quite yet, but man, is it a believable future. It is a dystopian future. So I didn't really get into the plot so much last time. I was just kind of ranting and raving about, this roller coaster ride, first impressions, things that really stood out to me. But yeah, this movie's about a detective in the future, in the near future, nowhere in the future, as the opening credits say. The world has been devastated by droughts, governments have collapsed, and this is the aftermath. And there's this detective so the population, this is the dystopian part, the population is subjugated by AI. So for instance, there's a lot of things I refuse to upgrade. I'm just like, it works fine. Well, I'm sure you all have heard about the iPhone scandal where the battery after right when they wanted you to get a new one, what was it, a year later, the battery starts, they had a program that would cause it to eat up the battery more quickly. I think that's a lot more commonplace than people think. Like, that's just one of the things they got caught for. This future's like that. Like things that you don't upgrade start, you just start noticing, it's like, oh, gee, it doesn't work that well anymore. Like, if I don't have the new fiber connection, my old connection isn't working as well as it used to, and that just started happening after the fiber connection was put in. Like, they want you to upgrade all the time. And in this future, everyone's jacked into AI. It wakes you up in the morning, gets in your head and says, wake up. Everyone speaks telepathically. Oh, well, a lot of people choose to speak telepathically. That's kind of like phone calls. You can also send video images and video. And this AI has everyone subjugated. If you disconnect, things start causing errors. Your body starts having errors. All your, let's say, medical implants start having errors. There are these genetically bioengineered maggots. They look like a big maggot with a mouth at one end. They got like sparse little hair on them. They have no visible eyes. They're just kind of like this slug-like thing with sparse, thick, wiry hair, like whiskers on its underside. And they're volatile, they bite, they're gross. They're used to dispose of people, eat them. They're used to eat trash. They're used to clean floors, clean things off of you. Sometimes people are carrying them around in little purses to mop up any blood they have. So when these errors happen, things explode. Your leg can explode. That's what's happened to this kid. Your boob can just start bleeding, gushing blood out the nipple. Your head explodes. All these things go wrong if you're not connected to the artificial intelligence that makes you eat these jelly beans every morning. Executions are broadcast live. They're live streamed. Everyone stops what they're doing, watches the live stream execution for the people who are dissenting or breaking the law in this future. It is the most dystopian, real thing I've ever seen. like you can tell this is a post-COVID movie. You know what's being forced upon you, and then there's this group called the Neo Souls who refuse to do all that, and there's a murder, and this detective is awoken to you get to solve this murder. There's cyber witches involved who are hacking people, and it seems like the cyber witch hacks into his wife, or she's receptive to it, and then these cyber witches can cause blackouts, and they can cause the voice in your head, the AI in your head to start skipping like the CD. It's terrifying. People are coughing up those little maggot things because they're genetically bioengineered to do all these various things. And I guess there's some digestive function. They can modify one to be a little ball, and it's a digestive function. You can use them to remove, to clean yourself. You can use it to eat dirt, eat trash, dispose of bodies. Like some of them are really voracious, and they eat people when they're executed. It is a dystopian hell. I love the wardrobe aesthetic, the music, the effects, the sound effects. I love everything about the song. It is really, really, really impressive. It wasn't quite shocking. I knew what shock to expect this time. Like the first time, there's 3 things that really shocked me, and I knew those things were coming this time. Although, except for one, and it did shock me actually. Not quite as bad, because as soon as it's happening, it doesn't quite escalate as much, because you're like, oh, that's right, I forgot. Beautiful film, amazing. So there's a dynamic between the detective, his family, and his wife is a singer. She has this concert. This concert's fucking... The music in this film is awesome. The concert's kind of badass. It's really experimental, futuristic, synth. I don't even know what this performance art. It was awesome. It was awesome. So at the end, though, I'm not for sure exactly. The cyber witch. I could say 2 things. I could say something about the cyber witch, and then what happens at the end, and it's like, wait, who hacked who at the end? Oh, she was her then. Okay, yeah. I think, if I understand it correctly, yeah, his wife was susceptible to it. She gets hacked by the witch, and then now the witch is kind of in her. Or maybe the witch is, or she's carrying the torch metaphorically now. She's the new witch. And he has this tiger fetish, and he sees himself as a tiger. And yeah, there's one thing I do not understand is people's faces kind of pixelate. They don't pixelate in the traditional sense, but they pixelate like they're a hologram. And I guess that's happening from the inside. That's a light that's happening on the inside of them, I guess. But that isn't sufficiently explored or outright stated, so it seems like, wait, am I seeing a hologram? That confused me at first. But yeah, so yeah, the detectives trying to discover this murderer, and there's a cyber witch involved who's hacking people, and I think she hacked people through, as I say, a cyber witch, but she says she's not a cyber witch, so is she doing it through real witchcraft? Does she have like psychic powers? It would seem like it, because she might as well. Either way, it would be psychic powers either way. If she's just cyber hacking into people who are hacked, it's terrifying to think you could have a voice in your head, that you couldn't join society unless you got an implant, and that you couldn't join society unless AI was conversing with you in your head permanently. Because there's a scene in the movie where the kid goes, I have some memories from before, they call it HEAD, the AI, the super AI. I have memories, the kid tells his mom, I have memories from before HEAD. I remember being in my room alone. I miss being alone. I know that since HEAD came around, or was introduced or whatever, I haven't ever felt alone. I know that someone else is there. Wow. there's so much going on in this film. So, you know, on the superficial level, the soundtrack, the sound effects, the visual aesthetic, the cinematography, top notch. A plus across all of that. I mean, you have to say the costumes are the best part. People wearing really realistic costumes in this bizarre future. And they're super creative, and they're super, especially at the concert, the music concert, the outfits that people are wearing. Maybe that's just the average day in some LA clubs. Actually, that might just be the average day in some LA club. I know for a fact that is the average day at some LA clubs. But they did a great job. They did a great job. Everything. This guy, he's wearing a leather biker jacket, a tie, a suit, and black, like a Russell Roberts black and white tie. He's got hoop earrings. He's got this curly blonde hair. He's got a Scottish kilt on, combat boots with black socks up to his knees, with a gun holstered, this badass looking silver plated gun holstered in a purple glitter holster, like disco glitter ball holster. And he's got black fingernails. This shit's off the chain. You know, this is definitely my top 10 science fiction films of all time. Maybe even as high as my top 5. It might have broken into my top 5. I'm going to have to watch it more than 2 times to make that evaluation. But the curve has been brought down a little bit. The novelty, the first time of anything is always, even just driving somewhere. You know, when you're lost and you made the wrong turn and you drive a certain direction and everything's unfamiliar. And then when you're going back, it is not even anywhere remotely as long. Well, there's something about novelty when something is new, when a new experience happens, that's true about movies where just everything is, there's more magic when something is new for some reason. There's more, reality is more real the first time. You know, does that make sense? And that might just be our, you know, the way humans are philosophically speaking. Our intelligence kind of comes at this cost of autism, of repetition, of, you know, you won't see any animals doing push-ups. You won't see any animals digging, well, you can't dig holes, but we have certain repetitious habits that a lot of animals don't have. And maybe we just, when we experience novelty, it's such a, you know, it's an experience. Because, you know, you go to school 5 days a week, all those days seem the same. You know, like there's a routine, there's a schedule, there's a morning routine, there's a breakfast routine, there's routines, there's repetition. Like you can almost, like that's unique. That's unique to superorganisms and like us. And you know, when you have something for the first new time, you know, if something happens for the first time, it's when it's new. That might be something that might just enhance the experience naturally because we're so inundated, not used to, but we're inundated with repetition. Anyways, that's the end of my philosophical rant. Check out the movie. It is dystopian. It's beautiful. I got more on the plot this time. And the first time I watched it, I was actually thinking of these little short YouTube shorts I wanted to do where I was doing like a newspaper review, the headlines, you have these keywords and stuff. But now this final review, I got into the generic plot outline and I made some other comments about it. But yeah, check the movie out. It's awesome. We'll see you next time.